Okay, so we're looking at another another sketching parabola method called the factorising. We're doing this live in front of my favourite 10A class. Give me a shout out, 10A. Okay, so when you hear the video, you'll know your voice. Okay, so we've got other techniques. We've got the quadratic formula. We've got completing the square. So in this one, we're doing factorising. So we're looking for, change the pen, we're looking for two brackets where the two numbers multiply to give minus 8. The two numbers multiply to give minus 8, and the numbers add to 2. Can anyone tell me what the two numbers might be? 4 and 2. I need more information. 4 and 2 is not the right answer, but it's close. Negative 2 and positive 4 is the correct answer. So, plus 4 times minus 2 gives us a minus 8, and 4 minus 2 gives us a 2, so that's the correct answer. So the x-intercepts from our notes, the x-intercepts are going to be minus 4 and positive 2. You just take the opposite number in the brackets. Thanks, you're going to shout out a bit louder. Okay. The y-intercept. Okay, give me a shout out. What's the y-intercept? Negative 8, someone said, and that's the number at the back, so that's the right answer. The Axi of Symmetry. Now this is in your notes, but what you do is you take those two numbers and you add them together and divide by 2. So minus 4 plus 2 equals?
1.
No, not 1. Minus negative 2 over 2. So we get minus 1 for the Axi of Symmetry. And so the turning point equals, you take that number and that's your x value, and then what do you do with the x value to find the y value? You? No. You substitute. So when you substitute in that position and that position, so we've got x, so we've got y equals minus 1 squared plus 2 times minus 1 minus 8. What's minus 1 squared? 1. What's 2 times minus 1? Negative 2 minus 8. And that answer equals negative 9. And so you now just join the dots. So we're going up in 2s. So I'm going to go minus 2 minus 4 plus 2. So we're going to put a dot there and a dot there. The y-intercept is minus 8. So I'll go down 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's a dot there. The Axi of Symmetry is at minus 1. So that's where the imaginary mirror would go. And then where that imaginary mirror hits minus 9. Oh, got to put minus 9 there. That number goes across. And then you just make a cup. Down to the bottom, up and through. Okay, so you got your cup shape. So I want you, not right now because you're here in class, copy that down, and when you're ready, come across the next slide. Okay, we're back now. So now we've got another factorising question. So does anyone know what the two brackets would be for 4 minus x squared? There are two brackets. Does anyone know what the brackets might be? More information. What sort of factorising technique do we have to use? It's called the difference of two squares. So it's going to be 2 minus x and 2 plus x. Can someone tell me, is that concave up or concave down? Concave down because negative x squared. So the x-intercepts are, that one is 2, that one is minus 2. The y-intercept equals that number there, which is 4. The Axi of Symmetry equals, add those two numbers together, 2 plus minus 2 over 2. 2 plus minus 2 equals 0. So the Axi of Symmetry is 0. And the turning point is 0. And when you put 0 in there, you just get the 4. And so we've got minus 2, minus 4, 2, 4, and put a dot there, 1, 2, 3, 4. The axis of symmetry is there. And we've finished. So we've got a concave down parabola, symmetrical about the y-axis. Okay, so when you're ready, copy that down and then come across to the next slide when you're ready. Okay, we're back again. So this time, the factorising is more difficult because we've got a number in front. So the method we have to use is called the cross-multiply method. I told you that in the preview of the slide. Okay, so what you do, again, I know that I did this in 9a, you write down the two numbers that multiply to give 2x squared, which is 2x and x. What two numbers multiply to give 3? Or 3 and 1, which is it going to be? It's got to add to 7. So do you want to go 1 and 3 or 3 and 1? Let's go 3 and 1. So when you put the cross in, 2x times 1 is 2x, x times 3 is 3x, and when you add that up you get 5x, so we are wrong. So we switch them around, 2x, x, so instead of 3 and 1, we put 1 and 3, put the cross in between, 2x times 3 is 6x, x times 1 is 1x, adds to 7x, which is what we want. So the two brackets, so you ladies said you did this in first semester factorising? Yes. Okay. So there's your two brackets, 2x plus 1, x plus 3. So the x-intercepts are that one, you change the sign to minus and divide by 2, and that one's just minus 3. The y-intercept equals 3. The Axi of Symmetry. Now, if you add those numbers together, you get minus 3.5, and then divide by 2. So minus 3.5 divided by 2, 7 on 2, that's 7 on 4, which is not a pretty number, but it's a number. And the turning point equals, cross that equals off. Now, this is going to be harder because we've got to square it and multiply by 2. Can someone get a calculator ready? Someone to help me out? So just tick, 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 tick. Okay, so put minus 7 on 4 on your calculator, then square that number, right? And then multiply that by 2, and then put a plus sign, right? And then go 7, multiply by minus 7 on 4, then put a plus sign, then put a 3, then press equals. Can you change that to a mixed number? Can you do a mixed number or not? We're still going live to the world here. There's a bit of a pause here while the kids are working on their calculator. What's the fraction? So, oh my God, so was the answer 271 on 8? 123 on 8. 123 on 8. Okay, so apparently the number was 123 on 8. You guys can check that again. So basically 8 into 12 goes 1, 4 left over. So it's about, I don't think that's right. I think that sounds a bit low, but okay, let's pretend it's right. So minus, well, we might have to. Okay, and I've got the x-intercepts are both on the negative side, so I'm going to have to go minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. We don't need that number. 1, 2, 3. So minus 3 is a dot there. Minus a half is a dot there. 7 on 4 is 1 3/4, so it's a dot there. So again, just check this number, make sure it's right, but basically the parabola is going to go down till it hits that turning point and then come back up and then go through the 3 value, and it's like that. So these ones here you might have to do some more practice on from your bookwork. There'll be a worksheet on Moodle at some stage There'll be a worksheet on Moodle at some stage. And what we need you to do is now you need to subscribe to the channel. Okay, that's the end of the video. And make sure and like the video. So can everyone say goodbye from 10A? And that's it. That's the video. Okay, so I'll put that on YouTube.
I'm so excited.
I'll see if I can do it right now.
Yes! And then we can watch it. Wait, so you said...
So it's minus 7 on 4, square it, and then double that answer. And then put a plus sign. 7 times minus 7 on 4.
Plus 3.
And then just add 3, then press equals.
Yeah, I got the same.
Okay, so 8 into 12 goes once with 4 left over. So that's 43. So the answer is minus 15 and 3/8, which means it's way down. Okay? So the number's right, and you change it to the next number.
Yeah.
All right, so can you work out where you are? I'll see if I can load this onto YouTube right now. Yeah, back to your bookwork. Yeah.